On to stage, the fantastic Keegan!
So, I've been having this problem where every time I have sex, I felt like my hip was dislocating. So I had to have an operation to repair the RSI from all of the high fives I was getting from guys who thought that they'd broken me. I think that makes it sound like I have a lot of sex. I don't, it's actually nothing like that. It's just that, oh, I wasn't expecting that. It's just that I tend to find in these situations that guys will call their friends to brag. So all of my walk of shame started to look an awful lot like the final scene from Cool Runnings. Not just because I normally had to carry myself across the finish line. Now, when I wrote that joke, I never thought that there would be a situation where that wouldn't be a pop culture reference. And yet here we are. I've lost half of the room to wondering what cross-country in the autumn has to do with anything. And I've lost the other half of the room just going, feel the rhythm! But last year was kind of a shitty year for me health-wise though. Initially I found out that I've got a little bit of IBS. I'm a little bit gluten intolerant. It's true, we really do never fucking shut up about it. But, you know, I'm aware that it's quite literally my shit to deal with. But unless you have been in that situation, I don't think that you can fully explain the horror of going into a bathroom and not knowing when you're going to reappear again. Like, I don't want to compare my situation to that of the Chilean miners. But there have been times when I've reappeared to the site of a candlelit vigil. You just kind of find yourself appearing, blinking into the daylight an indeterminate amount of time later, just being like, tell me, boy, what day is this? But yeah, as I say, it was generally shitty last year. It started off quite early on. In February, I got a phone call to say that my cervical smear had come back as abnormal. Now, in an instant of what I can only describe as extreme fuck my lifery, I actually got that phone call the day after my birthday. It was absolutely true, the day after my birthday I got this call. Now I'm not sure if anybody in the room has ever had to have their cervix cauterised, but let me reassure you that that's a birthday candle that you can't blow out. The treatment process at that stage is just, it's really unusual though. Like, I don't think that I've had that many people talking in soothing tones as they approach my vagina since they had to fire the maths department from my middle school. But as you can imagine, me and my vagina kind of fell out about the whole situation. Like, we've made up now. I realise that it's not really its fault. Like, nobody had been down there for a while. So it was like, I figured it was a little bit like the genital equivalent of an old lady calling the talking clock just to hear a human voice. And then being really disappointed when it's automated. Because as it turns out, there's no warmth in a speculum either. The strange thing about it though was I kept getting into all of these conversations with my dad about things like life assurance, which when you're 26 years old is not the kind of thing you expect to be talking about. But my dad was really adamant that I should go out and get a policy. But every time we had one of these chats, I just kept hearing this little voice at the back of my head just going, don't do it, Claire. Mum got cancer and Dad got a Land Rover. Which I really wish was just the punchline to a joke. I read a review quite recently though of my set where the guy who wrote it said that he didn't enjoy it because he thought that my material was depressing. Which I think is exactly the kind of feedback that you want when you're telling stories about your actual fucking life. But when I was reading it, all I could think was, like, you find it depressing. I was the one who had to sit in a room full of strangers whilst they projected a penis-eye view of the inside of my vagina onto a giant screen for everyone to see. Like, if I can have a fucking sense of humour about it, then you sure as shit can. That means laugh, guys, it's fine, don't worry. But I've moved house quite recently. I'm one of the lucky ones. My nan passed away just before Christmas. So, look who's a homeowner. Turns out that where there's a will, there is a way. But I had to leave in the end because I kept getting into what I can only describe as passive-aggressive letter-writing contests with my downstairs neighbours. Now, just to put this into context, I was living with a friend of mine, and living downstairs from us were probably the world's most miserable fucking couple. They're the kind of people who every moment that they spend in each other's company you can see is draining a little bit more from their soul. And one morning, my flatmate got up, she went to go to work, and she found this little note that had been pushed under our door. It just said, "Dear Flat 4, that's me and my flatmate Jen, we're Flat 4. It has come to our attention that you spend more time doing your washing than doing each other. We humbly suggest that you readjust your priorities. Also, please stop putting your washing machine on at unsociable hours. We can hear everything." Food for thought from your neighbours. Now, I'm not the kind of person who can leave that line down, so I decided that I was going to write them a reply. It just said, "Dear neighbours, first off, let me just express my thanks for your concern regarding our sex life. It is so refreshing to know that you don't feel uncomfortable sharing your log of our sexual activity with us. After all, nobody wants a creepy neighbour with a secret sex log, do they? Although, to be fair, I didn't realise that we lived in that kind of neighbourhood watch. You're probably right that we spend more time on the washing than we do on the carnal act of love. However, as we aren't A, a couple, or B, lesbians consumed by our secret longing for each other, I can't say that I'm too concerned. That being said, please allow me to correct another of your small misconceptions. Whilst our washing machine didn't see any action last night, I did. That sound that you heard was in fact the noise of my boyfriend drilling me with all of the speed and rhythmic precision of a spin cycle set to heavy soil. Which is appropriate for how the evening ended. As you have shown so much concern for our collective lovemaking, I will in future be more than happy to give you advance warning. Perhaps by banging 3 times on the floor whilst yelling, "Large load going in!" Hope that helps with the accuracy of your sex diary. Hugs and kisses, Claire. Now, the irony of this situation is that 3 days later, I was coming home late from work, and I came across the guy from this couple sitting in the car park, in his car, watching porn on his laptop. So all I can say is, now who needs to adjust their fucking priorities? Thank you very much.
Keegan, ladies and gentlemen.